So what is international relations? International relations is a discipline or field of study which is focused largely, as the term suggests, on relations between states, most obviously in terms of cooperation, as we see in diplomacy, conflict, as we see in war, and competition for power and influence, as we see in arms races and the like. But international relations as a field of study has also focused on international institutions, formal institutions or organizations like the United Nations, NATO, and the EU, international law, and also informal but enduring international regimes and regional orders, with an abiding interest in identifying, articulating, updating, and unpacking competing understandings of the international order, the international system as a whole. And international relations has also been interested in actors and forces beyond states and international organizations or institutions, market forces, global finance, and global trade, which are covered in our department in a separate master's program in International Political Economy, or IPE. But international relations has also focused on international migration, transnational diasporas, transnational criminal and terrorist networks, transnational social movements, transnational religions, transnational or global civil society, international NGOs, international media, and international norms. And last but not least, international relations as a field of study has concerned the global commons, not only in terms of international shipping and international aviation, but also in terms of the environment as a whole, especially today. The study of international relations really ranges across such disparate fields as international security, international political economy, international institutions, international law, and other subfields, with a real diversity of traditions, theories, and approaches, ranging from realism to liberalism, constructivism, various streams of Marxism and world systems theory, diverse strands of post-structuralism, post-colonialism, feminism, and queer theory, and coverage of diverse regions, historical periods, and topics, with reliance on diverse methods ranging from archival research to interviews, ethnographic participant observation, textual and visual interpretation, and quantitative data analysis. So overall, the study of international relations is really extremely rich, varied, and diverse. But across this diversity, there's also an abiding shared interest in understanding power relations and politics, broadly construed, in the light of an appreciation and understanding of their international and transnational dimensions and dynamics, and with a conception of the international order or an international system as part of the context. So how does the Masters in International Relations program, the MSc IR program, differ from others in the department and the school and elsewhere? Well, the master's program in international relations at the LSE is distinctive within the school in its focus on the international and transnational dimensions of politics, uniquely in the school, in a department which is separate from the Department of Government and has a long history of treating international relations as a separate field of study rather than one subsumed within political science as a whole. And this is one of the few such departments in the United Kingdom and in the world. The master's program at the LSE also differs from many master's programs in the United States and elsewhere in its disciplined intellectual focus on international relations rather than international affairs, with much more interest in helping students to develop clear, coherent, compelling analytical frameworks and in-depth complex understandings of how international relations works, systemically as well as in concrete and discrete settings, rather than a kind of up-to-the-minute empirical coverage of current world affairs. So what specific subjects are covered in the core course and options that we offer? Well, the structure of the Masters in International Relations program at the LSE is tripartite. It has three parts, with core courses, a range of options among courses in the department, and in some cases beyond, and then a dissertation. Those are the three parts of the program. So all students will choose and take 2 of 4 half-unit or one-term core courses, which cover key issues and debates in international relations, critical perspectives outside the mainstream pillars of the field, applications of international relations theories to discrete, concrete questions and puzzles, and the fundamentals of research design as applied to the study of international relations. So overall, the aim is to expose you to the overarching arguments and underlying logics of different approaches and analytical frameworks, which you'll encounter in academic writings and commentary, and perhaps less self-consciously, in non-academic writings and commentary on international relations, but also to enable you to conduct in-depth analysis and empirical investigation of complex puzzles and questions in international relations in a nuanced, sophisticated, and rigorous way. So beyond the core courses, the course options that you can choose among are really diverse and really rich in terms of what they cover. So we have a coverage of a range of regions of the world, such as Europe, East and Southeast Asia, Africa, the Middle East, coverage of the foreign policies and foreign relations of the United States, China, and Russia. We have thematic courses on foreign policy analysis, on international institutions, on international security, international law, and various strands of international relations theory. We have courses on conflict and peace building, on genocide, and on the roles of empires, on the roles of cultures and religions, and on the roles of gender in world politics. So there's really a incredibly wide and rich coverage of diverse kinds of elements of international relations and aspects and regions and issue areas. Finally, all students will write a 10,000-word dissertation due in the summer term, in August of your year at the LSE. And the dissertation engages in close, careful, rigorous analysis of one or another puzzle or question in the study of international relations, with enormous diversity in the issues and areas of the globe covered, and likewise in the approaches that students take. So what kinds of backgrounds do students on the course have? Well, students on the master's program in international relations at the LSE come from a great diversity of backgrounds, which is one of the great strengths of the program. Students come from countries across the world, North America, South America, the United Kingdom, and all over Europe, parts of Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. This past year, we had a student from Bhutan. And students also come to the program with diverse academic backgrounds, intellectual interests, and life experiences. Some students have studied international relations as undergraduates, others have studied political science, but with more focus on domestic politics, and still others have studied history, economics, sociology, or development studies, and are keen to complement their grounding in these disciplines with an understanding of international relations. But we also have students who come from backgrounds in the humanities, in languages and literature, and in some cases from the natural sciences. So it's incredibly diverse. What kinds of jobs do students graduating from the program go on to get? Well, former students on the program have gone on to a wide range of different kinds of jobs. In many cases, jobs focused on international relations in one way or another. We have former master's students who go on to do PhD degrees in international relations or more broadly in political science. We have former students working as diplomats for various foreign ministries in the US State Department, perhaps for various intelligence agencies, who knows, but also for the United Nations, the EU, NATO, and other international organizations. We have former students working in journalism and think tanks. We have former students doing political analysis for a range of different kinds of firms, companies, banks, and other institutions. And some of our former students have gone into finance, some have gone into law, and others have gone on to work for NGOs, international organizations, Amnesty International, and the like. So in other words, there's enormous diversity in what we have to offer in our courses, in what our students offer in terms of their diversity, and also a diversity of career pathways among graduates from our program. Thank you very much.